Donald Trump's latest golf victory is facing intense scrutiny after critics accuse the U.S. president of cheating to win another club championship at his Bedminster course in New Jersey. The backlash erupted almost immediately after Trump announced that he had won the Bedminster Club Championship and posted footage of what he described as the winning shot. Social media users quickly began questioning the reported score, with several arguing that they did not believe Trump could have shot 2 under par based on his golf swing. Others claimed that Trump has a history of bending the rules on the course, accusing him of caring more about winning than about how the victory is achieved. The video itself became a target for criticism, with users mocking the way the ball stopped near the hole and suggesting the shot looked unusual, though no evidence has emerged proving any wrongdoing. Some critics also pointed out that the ball shown in the clip did not actually go into the hole, fueling further debate over whether the shot was enough to secure the championship. Trump announced on Sunday that he had won both the senior and club championships at Trump National Golf Club Bedminster, after reportedly shooting a 70 on a par 72 course. The U.S. president later celebrated the result on Truth Social, writing that he won despite having little time to practice because of his presidential duties, and declaring, "It's called talent, and I have it, and they don't." The Bedminster victory adds to Trump's claimed total of more than 40 wins at his own golf properties. There is currently no proof that he cheated in this tournament, but the allegations have once again turned one of his golf triumphs into a public controversy. Beyond the online accusations, Trump is continuing to celebrate what he says was a rare and impressive under-par performance at Bedminster.
Donald Trump is celebrating another golf triumph, and the scorecard is once again turning heads. The 80-year-old U.S. president has reportedly won both the club championship and the senior championship at his Bedminster golf course in New Jersey. Trump shot a 2 under par 70 at Trump National Golf Club Bedminster, where the course par is 72, giving him a double championship victory over the weekend. Social media footage showed Trump standing in front of the club leaderboard as members applauded his performance, while the accompanying caption confirmed he had collected 2 trophies. The reported 70 is drawing particular attention because it follows another notable result from the same event a year earlier, when a White House scorecard claimed Trump shot a 3 under 69. With this latest result, Trump is reported to have surpassed 40 victories across tournaments held at his various golf properties, adding yet another milestone to his long public golfing record. The U.S. president has repeatedly spoken about his confidence on the course and has previously said that very few golfers can beat him when he is playing well. Critics, however, continue to question some of his reported scores and championship wins, reviving a debate that has followed Trump throughout much of his golfing life. But Trump's latest golf headline didn't stay on the scorecard for long. A separate video from New Jersey has now sparked a fresh controversy involving the very same golf gear.
Donald Trump is facing a fresh backlash after a video showed him greeting U.S. troops while still wearing a golf glove. The clip from his New Jersey visit quickly spread across social media and triggered criticism over what some users called a disrespectful gesture. The footage shows the U.S. president approaching a group of uniformed service members gathered outside, smiling, shaking hands, and briefly speaking with them as they thanked him for the visit. During the entire exchange, Trump kept a white golf glove on his left hand, and that detail became the focus of the online reaction. One user wrote, "With his golf glove on, how disrespectful." Another commenter claimed Trump wears his golf shoes and glove wherever he goes, while a third joked that the troops had been made to watch him golf before the meeting. The criticism came after Trump attended the dignified transfer ceremony at Dover Air Force Base, where he paid tribute to 4 U.S. service members killed in the Middle East before traveling on to New Jersey. Trump has been a passionate golfer for decades and first took up the sport during his time at Fordham University. His first golf course, Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida, opened in 1999, and he later expanded his golf business across the United States, Scotland, Ireland, and the Middle East through the Trump Organization. Today, the Trump Organization owns or manages more than a dozen golf facilities around the world, several of which have hosted professional tournaments over the years. Trump has often spoken publicly about his love of golf. In his 2005 book, The Best Golf Advice I Ever Received, he described the sport as more than a game and called it a passion for millions of people. But this time, it was not Trump's golf swing that made headlines. A single detail, a white golf glove left on during a troop greeting, turned a routine military visit into another social media controversy. But the golf glove controversy wasn't the only Trump headline drawing attention. The president is also facing a new public dispute with one of his longtime allies over the reflecting pool investigation.
But this unchecked vandalism and civil disorder turns into criminal behavior, and that's why we're here today. We have about a half a dozen other cases. Some of them will be misdemeanors, and some of them could be less, like a violation. But we're reviewing every case based upon the evidence and reviewing all of the reports.
Donald Trump has publicly turned on one of his longtime allies. The President of the United States launched a blistering attack on U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro after she dramatically dropped felony charges against former Olympian David Hearn in the high-profile reflecting pool case. Trump didn't hold back. On Truth Social, he dropped a video evidence of his claim that someone vandalized the pool and declared, "I disagree 100% with Jeanine Pirro." He went even further. "I don't know what she was thinking. To me, it was a pure case of vandalism." And despite acknowledging there may have been some contractor difficulty, Trump insisted the major damage was caused by vandals. The clash erupted after Pirro's office made a stunning U-turn in one of the administration's most closely watched prosecutions. Just weeks earlier, Pirro had stood before reporters announcing felony vandalism charges against 67-year-old former Olympian David Hearn. The U.S. attorney accused Hearn of damaging the newly renovated reflecting pool outside the Lincoln Memorial, calling the site sacred government property.
Today, a grand jury has returned a felony indictment against a defendant, David Hearn, for felony destruction of property, for which he faces 10 years in prison. The indictment is in response to an incident that occurred on June 19th of 2026, in which the defendant Hearn ripped a piece of recently installed sealant on the bottom of the reflecting pool at the Lincoln Memorial. The evidence shows, we will prove beyond a reasonable doubt, that Hearn willfully destroyed property at the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. This was a deliberate act to damage the reflecting pool at the National Mall that members of the National Park Service actually have worked hard to restore and have witnessed. By Hearn's own admission, on June 19th, he reached down into the pool. Our evidence further shows that the National Park Service employees observed Hearn actually forcefully and violently pulling up and removing the bottom liner with both hands. According to witnesses, Hearn damaged approximately 2 square feet of sealant from the bottom of the pool. A parks employee actually told Hearn to stop his behavior and stop what he was doing. Hearn reacted by shouting at that parks employee.
But that case has now collapsed. In a remarkable 20-page court filing, Piero's office withdrew every charge against Hearn. The filing didn't stop there. It sharply criticized the Interior Department over what it described as a rushed and botched renovation of the reflecting pool. It also accused U.S. Park Police of providing inaccurate information that prosecutors relied on while building the case. Without naming Trump directly, the filing also cast serious doubt on one of the president's central claims. Trump had repeatedly argued that vandals slashed the reflecting pool's protective lining with a knife or blade. Piero's filing questioned that theory, suggesting the evidence did not support the original narrative presented to prosecutors. Much of the criticism instead focused on Interior Secretary Doug Burgum, whose department oversaw the no-bid contract used to renovate the reflecting pool. Burgum also pushed back. In his own social media statement, he said the Interior Department had provided prosecutors with expert analysis, eyewitness testimony, and every piece of evidence requested regarding the damage at the pool. The latest twist follows earlier questions surrounding the case. The reflecting pool controversy had already intensified after claims that a contractor's own website appeared to contradict the government's vandalism theory involving former Olympic canoeist Davy Hearn.
The criminal case against Olympic cyclist Davy Hearn has taken another unexpected turn, and this time it's not coming from a courtroom. Instead, attention has shifted to the website of the very contractor hired to build the White House reflecting pool. According to independent news network MeidasTouch, the contractor, Atlantic Industrial Company, recently posted an update saying ongoing repairs to the 7-acre reflecting pool project are being carried out, quote, pursuant to a warranty. MeidasTouch legal commentator Michael Popak says the contractor's own statement could significantly weaken the case against Hearn. Popak says he found the information hiding in plain sight on the website of Atlantic Industrial Company, the contractor responsible for installing the reflecting pool liner. That wording has now sparked fresh questions about the prosecution's claim that the damage was caused by criminal vandalism. According to Popak, if the company is honoring its warranty, it suggests the contractor itself has not blamed intentional third-party vandalism for the failure. Popak argued, quote, that means they're not claiming, and their insurance company is not claiming, there was any criminal vandalism or any intentional third-party act that destroyed the warranty. They're admitting their own shoddy, substandard work wasn't fit for its intended purpose. Popak also pointed to what he believes was the actual construction problem. He claimed the waterproof liner appears to have failed because the seams were not properly sealed during installation, allowing water to seep underneath and lift large sections of the liner from the bottom of the pool. He added, quote, if anyone had a financial incentive to prove the warranty was void because of criminal vandalism, it would be the installer, but they didn't make that claim, and neither did their insurance company. It's important to note These conclusions are Popok's legal analysis, and neither the contractor nor prosecutors have publicly stated that the criminal case against Hearn should be dropped. Hearn's legal team has already accused prosecutors of destroying crucial evidence by draining the reflecting pool and carrying out repairs before the defense had a chance to properly inspect it. Although a judge declined to dismiss the case outright, he warned prosecutors that altering evidence could lead to sanctions later in the proceedings. The latest development has now intensified questions over whether the government can still prove its case beyond reasonable doubt. As of now, Davy Hearn continues to plead not guilty to the felony charge, while prosecutors maintain he deliberately damaged the reflecting pool. The latest update in the case came this week when a Washington judge formally scheduled Hearn's trial to begin on September 28th. Whether the contractor's warranty statement ultimately changes the outcome will now be for the court to decide. Meanwhile, fresh images from the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool show federal investigators examining several damaged areas as scrutiny grows over whether construction flaws, rather than vandalism alone, were behind the controversial $17 million renovation's failures. Fresh images from Washington, D.C. are adding another chapter to the controversy surrounding Donald Trump's multi-million-dollar reflecting pool renovation. Federal employees have now been photographed inspecting multiple damaged areas as questions continue over what caused the problems and whether the U.S. president's claims of vandalism are supported by the available evidence. Here's what the new images reveal. Newly published photographs show federal employees inspecting several damaged sections of the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool after the project was drained for repairs. The images published by the Washington Post show what appear to be officials examining multiple locations across the emptied basin where sections of the pool lining appear damaged or lifted. The inspection comes after months of controversy surrounding the renovation project, whose reported cost has risen to roughly $17 million. The project has faced criticism following problems with the pool's new liner and persistent algae growth that turned the water green shortly after reopening. Trump has repeatedly argued that the damage was caused by vandals.
They've arrested, I think, 6 people on the reflecting pool. So the reflecting pool looks fantastic. I just got pictures of it. It's beautiful. But somebody went in with a knife and cut it. They cut it up good. And then they cut a 350-foot slip in the form of lots of little slips, real horrible stuff, and they destroyed the grass. We put a brand new big load of grass out there and they destroyed it. So it's all being fixed, but it's a shame. So I understand 5 or 6 people are arrested. The Interior Department can refer to you on that. And I hear they have 6 people under investigation.
In several Truth Social posts as well, Trump claimed individuals used blades to slash the pool's lining before pouring destructive chemicals into the water. His description of the alleged damage has also changed over time. Initially, Trump said vandals created a 250-foot-long cut. Later on, he claimed the slashes measured 300 yards. Trump also described the alleged acts as serious crimes against a national monument and said those responsible should face lengthy prison sentences. However, to date, officials have not publicly released evidence supporting Trump's broader claims that the liner failures and algae problems were caused by vandalism. According to the New York Times, an FBI evidence response team visited the drained reflecting pool last week to assist the U.S. Park Police in their investigation. And FBI spokesperson confirmed agents were helping document the scene as part of the ongoing inquiry. At the same time, reporting by the New York Times cited internal National Park Service documents that reached a different conclusion about at least some of the damage. According to those documents, park employees identified 2 small cuts in sections of the foam expansion joints, but investigators reportedly concluded those cuts were unrelated to the widespread peeling of the blue liner coating that became one of the project's biggest problems. The documents also reportedly found no connection between those cuts and the algae bloom that affected the pool. Meanwhile, the Department of Justice has filed criminal charges against 4 individuals accused of removing pieces of the pool's liner. Federal prosecutors, however, have reportedly acknowledged those alleged incidents occurred after the liner had already begun peeling, meaning the charges do not explain the original cause of the larger renovation issues. Some engineering experts quoted in media reports have suggested the widespread peeling may instead point to installation or construction problems, although no official determination has been released. The controversy has also drawn attention because the renovation contract itself was awarded without a competitive bidding process, prompting questions about how the project was managed. Throughout the ordeal, Interior Secretary Doug Burgum has defended the administration's response while also drawing attention for comparing efforts to combat the algae bloom with military action against Iran's navy. Trump has remained personally involved in the dispute. In one Truth Social post, he claimed he had inspected the reflecting pool himself. However, no public photographs or official schedule documenting that reported inspection have been released. For now, the investigation continues. The new inspection photographs offer the clearest look yet at the condition of the drained reflecting pool, but they do not resolve the central question that has fueled months of debate. What actually caused